We'll start with a small prayer. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramarutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Verai Sanga Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha ध्यानावस्थिता तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. Simple palming. We'll start with 2.21. Veda vinashinam nityam. Veda vinashinam nityam. Ya enamajamavyayam. Ya enamajamavyayam. Katham sapurushav partha. Katham sapurushav partha. Ganghatayati hantikam. Ganghatayati hantikam. As we have been discussing, Krishna further explores on different attributes of self, attributes of consciousness. Can't call them as qualities because consciousness is one thing which is absolute in nature. What is absolute cannot be described, although it encompasses all attributes within. You cannot call all attributes put together as consciousness. Hence, he is trying to give some hints, I should say hints, to realize this particular thing. Veda. The word Veda means knowledge or know it to be. What is that we have to know? In this entire life's education, the so-called system of schooling we are put into, what have we been, learning all the time? What are the course of actions that we are learning? 1, take care of family. 2, earn money. 3, restore your profession so that you keep yourself strong, stable, or help the family out. 4, what I think is education had made us fools, biggest fools. It had never taught us life skills. What should I do when I'm put into stress? How should I react? How should I respond to when I'm in an odd situation? These are the things are never taught. You're just bluntly put into that arena where there is a tiger in front of you. But education should be that which should provide you the highest form of knowledge. Basically, the one particular goal that we have all to achieve. How to live peacefully. Simple. That ends it all. How to live peacefully. Vedas, being the ancient scripture, has two main subjects as the core theme, which the following verse of Kanada Maharishi from Vaisheshika philosophy, again a philosophy taken up from Vedic scripture, says, Yato abhyudayo nishreyasa siddhihi sadharmaha. Abhyudayam nishreyasam. These are the two things that we have to imbibe, and that is the key for peaceful living. What is Abhyudaya? Abhyudaya is progress, development of one's own individual. How do you develop? We think by earning money, we think by earning fame or stability. We are trying to find stability in life, but we never had achieved. So there is no stable things. So get rid of all those things from your life. One particular thing which is very important for us to have that sense of satisfaction, contentment, is progress in an horizontal manner. Unfortunately, the education system, Kamini aunty is here. She is one very old teacher, all by herself. She has raised so many kids. She had nourished so many kids from the start, I should say. Perhaps she should agree to this statement that I'm giving. Education had made people literate, made people to communicate, made people to extend, but it had focused only on individual progress, the vertical progress. How do I earn more money in my bank accounts? How do I have fat deposits, fixed deposits? How do I earn more assets? Thinking them, after having accomplishing them, we get sense of contentment. It is not so. Veda says no. It is a horizontal progress that you have to focus on. What is horizontal progress? When you try to enrich yourself, when you try to raise yourself up the status, financially, intellectually, all the dimensions for that matter, make the person by your side also do the same way. Communal progress. That's a recent thing in India, in Bharata, but a recent trend in Bharata. But this recent trend has come all the way from the Vedic scriptures time. Abhyudayam. Self-progress, but in a horizontal manner. Make, be and make, says Swamiji. When you are a teacher, make many. Don't think, oh my God, if a student comes up to be more wiser than me, what will I do for my living? That is individual progress, as vertical progress. This is about Abhyudayam. The second most important thing is Nishreyasa. Realizing self is Nishreyasa. Okay, you are in this world, seemingly real world, but ask yourself, is your body you? Is the actions performed by your body are yours? Are the thoughts of your mind yours? Ask yourself, are the reasoning, judgments given by your intellect yourself? If so, if you think so, why aren't they the same way as they have to be? Why did you get a gray hair? Hmm? Why did your priorities change? Hmm? What seemed to be logically right now was not so 20 years back. No, we are talking about a changing concept, right? Krishna says what is changing from time to time cannot be real. It cannot be real. Okay, then why am I sitting in this world? Should I have to kill myself out in this real world, unreal world, seemingly real? No, you have to discharge all your duties, however you are put in that world. Think about the president of Romania, right? Is there a president or a prime minister? I don't know. It's a president. Okay. You are his contemporary or her contemporary. I don't know who it is. Still, he has a different world and yours is different. Every single entity in this world creates their own world because of their minds, because of their actions. So, indulging more into this is right, this is wrong, will give you more of grievances. So, what has to be done in this unreal world? Remember the fourth methodology Rishi Patanjali had taught you. In Apunyavastha, in times of weakness, in times of testing, in times of, miserable conditions, what do you have to do? Ignore. Okay, if I am ignoring, what is that? The other party will think that is not ignoring at all. If you're going to think that what will the third party think if I'm going to ignore, are you ignoring? Why is this avoidance is taught as a lesson? See, for example, I had the opportunity to do that Girivalam, to do that circumambulatory walk around the sacred mountain called Tiruvannamalai, where from Sri Ramana emerged out, or I should say absorbed in. So it is 14-kilometer walk, and you can't walk with your shoes, sorry. You walk barefooted on that tar road. Okay. It is pricky, it's full of glass pieces. You are you are taking a walk in India. You will have all the nonsense on the road, okay? You have stones, you have other objectionable things which could really create misery to this body. The first and foremost thing Adi Shankara teaches is have titiksha. What is titiksha? Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilapa rahitam sa titiksha nigatyate. Whatever in this life you do, you will definitely have some dukkha, some trouble, some misery. It can be anguish in your heart, it can be bodily trouble, anything. Anything of that sort will be there, and that is a fact. What do you got to do about it? Ignore. How to ignore? Now he gives principles to ignore. Sahanam sarva dukkhana. You need to appreciate all the miseries. How do you appreciate all miseries? When your baby urinates on your face, will you give him a blow? No, you don't. Sahanam sarva dukkha. That's the way of sahana. That's the way of endurance. As if you're accepting the misery as a part. Apratikara purvakam. Even if it is an odd situation, even if it is an unfavorable situation that is coming up, chinta vilapa rahitam. Don't overthink, don't grieve. Why? Why? I am truly harsh here. Sorry for that. Why? Because we have signed this contract of life. We have signed for this. You wanted this birth. You wanted these karmas. You wanted this particular body. You made your mind, you have signed up for this. After having signing up this contract, if you're going to grieve and worry, who is going to listen to you? What is the point in grieving and worrying? I'm going back to the first statement that I started with. Hence, peaceful living. Come what may, live peacefully. Come what may, live happily. Now, titiksha can be obtained by doing such practices like circumambulating the mountain with barefooted. It so happens that you grow strong, overcome all this mental trouble, bodily trouble, and there is this inner being that holds your power and makes you do the thing. Let that inner being overpower your mind. Let that inner being overrule your body, even if there is trouble. You get to learn such titiksha practices by doing small, I'm not saying start walking barefooted, but your own way of observing what is my comfort zone. Getting out of that comfort zone once in a while and then find yourself whether am I grieving, am I complaining, or accepting and taking that inner being to overwork, to work over. That is the whole point of extinguishing your ego, pushing down your mind to that zero scale. And there emerges, or you get absorbed in that inner being. Okay, so these are the two core things what Veda is talking about, the entire focus, and it calls it as the word dharma. Dharma means working for one's own and for others. Abhyudayam. 2. Nishreyasam. Self-realization. Understanding that this seemingly real world is impermanent. Is something else that we have to do to find out the truth, that which is changeless, that which when get absorbed, you are completely free from misery. That scope of realizing self, those practices that lead to realize yourself should be a part of your life. Okay, shall I start from the age 60? Because Vedanta is for 60 years old grannies and granddads issue. Take this same example once again. Will you be able to practice the tiksha like this? Walk around the mountain barefooted at the age of 60. Still, I find so many people walking like that, with knee issues, with heart issues, walking. Their titiksha level is so great, so supreme. I bow down to all of them. But just give it a thought. Unless until you embed this ingredient, I should say ingrain this ingredient into your brain from that small, tiny, young age, that I should move to the principle which is more permanent. It will not come. So practice now. You never know how many days. This is a valuable opportunity. Manushyatvam, mumukshatvam, mahapurusha samshayatvam. Adi Shankaracharya says, to gain human, to gain this human birth is one rare opportunity. With that, you having the taste for realizing self, mukshatva, is another great rare opportunity to be with. And the third one, having the both is also easy. But the third one is getting the good company. If you don't have the company of the guru, if you don't know the principles of surrender, and finding a guru itself is a great challenge, Getting the good company of a guru is a third rarest opportunity. And we've got all three put together in this life, this very moment. Should we be wasting our time and money in chitting chatting? in eating groundnuts, or in listening to music? There are n number of ways to spend time, but spend time with yourself. That's Ramana's message. Someone asked Ramana, I'm not even interpreting the Gita shloka, I'm sorry. Someone asked Ramana, Bhagavan, how to meditate? What is the methodology? How do I start with? Ramana, Bhagavan has no other, literally, in the literal sense, no other answer other than this. He says smilingly, ask yourself who is posing the question. If you want to start to meditate, ask yourself who is meditating. Don't answer now. If you answer, you have collapsed the entire principle, shattered it down to mitti, to prakriti, to sand. Don't answer that. It's not an intellectual question. Hence, to go and touch that inner being should be the one and only, I'm harsh again, I'm sorry, one and only activity that you have to do. Oh my God, should I sit meditating for hours together then? Who is going to make food? Who is going to feed? Make food, feed, everything. Asking yourself who is cooking, who is feeding, who is doing the day-to-day chores. Keep doing that Atma Vichara. That's a powerful weapon. Powerful weapon. Vidyate hridayagrantihi chidyante sarva samshayaha chiyante shastra. This Kathopanishad is saying, if you are going to use this weapon and blowing the hammer right on the head of the nail, you're going to strike that, you're going to get that, you're going to accomplish all sorts of doubts, miseries, physical troubles. Then and there gone. Then and there gone. It is like a room has been locked for thousands of years. So dark, so unclean, so shabby. Nothing is visible. What do you have to do? You have to unlock the door and light some 1,000 lamps to destroy the darkness? No. Just one strike of that matchstick is enough. All those 1,000 years of darkness, gloominess, ignorance is shattered at that very moment, right? Atma Vichara is that powerful weapon. Ask yourself who is meditating. I have a headache. Ask yourself who is having a headache. I have trouble. I have the biggest worry in the entire world. Nobody else has this. Ask yourself who is getting troubled. Ask yourself who is getting miserable. Veda avinashinam viddhi. This self, this inner being, is avinashi, is indestructible. You can't bury him. You can't make it dry with the winds. You can't make it wet with the flowing waters. Gallons and gallons of waters of Ganga cannot wet him. With all force of nuclear bomb cannot disprove its existence. This is how existence is. What is this self? Close your eyes and see for yourself that what is that which remains after this body is shed, after the dissolution of your mind, after all these intellectual blabbers of intellect is shunned down, after all the emotions, chaotic emotions come down to residue, what is that which remains? That existence, that feeling of I exist. Yeah, you get that. It is very easy because it's so near to you. It's so near yet very far. Tad dure tad antike, says Upanishad. It's so near to you. Hence, you understand this feeling of existence. This feeling is indestructible. Krishna says, even when the physical body is dusted down to ashes, Vasmantagum Shariram, says Upanishad. The body is just a culmination of ashes. You find color of the eye here, color of the skin, but body is just culmination of ashes. That is real. So apart from this body, this feeling of existence, not deciphered by the mind, because even while sleep, this is there. When someone wakes you up, you don't say, where am I? You don't say, who am I? Right? So this feeling of existence is immutable, is indestructible. Veda avinashinam viddhi. Know this to be the immutable inner being. Where is it? Is there everywhere? If it is everywhere, how to find out? There's a key. Go inwards. Ask yourself, where are you? Koham, who am I? Ask yourself. Okay, is it inside me? Is it some nucleus kind of thing which is microscopic? and I have to see it with magnifying glass? No. This entire universe is held by that being, that existence. How do I understand this? Just as you understand the simple law of physics that space encompasses everything. As space encompasses matter, holds the matter, it is this principle, it is this truth, it is this dharma, it is this satya that holds the entire universe. Dharmo hi paramo loke dharme satyam pratishtitam dharma samshritame tacha piturvachanam uttamam. Again, a parallel from Valmiki Ramayana. When Rama was asked to get out of the kingdom for 14 years, he goes. He right away says yes. He does not ask why are you doing this to me? Why me only? This is how we complain, right? And something unfavorable happens to us, then we start to draw parallel lines between this is right, this is wrong, you are doing wrong to me. Huh? He doesn't say anything. Why? Is he a fool? Is he a coward? Can't he just gain the kingdom back? He says, no. Dharma, righteousness, is that which holds the entire universe. If I fail in that, the balance, the kind of rhythm that the cosmos holds is triggered. It becomes malfunctional, and I shouldn't be doing it. Why? Being a king. We're not king and queens, but yet every being has to have this particular staunch, I should say the word staunch, belief that if I am unrighteous, I am creating an imbalance in this universe. Now, that's the principle of chaos. Again, principle of chaos is there in astrophysics. There's this astrophysicist who taught me. He tried to teach science and consciousness to me. Nothing really entered into my head. Yet, one particular thing I understood, like everybody knows this principle, like the wing of a butterfly can create tsunami. So if we fail, there is an imbalance that we have already created. What is that we are failing? By worrying, by grieving again and again, we are failing, we are failing, we are failing. And hence that worry, grieve, shows it up in our body saying, oh my God, signals, signals, signals. And we are unable to decipher them. We are blindfolded knowing those signals, understanding those signals. There's this age-old scripture. I don't know. I can't even date back the scripture of Tamil script. Tamil is supposed to be the oldest language. I do not know how old it is. Agananuru, it says, Yadum ure yavarum kelir tidum nandrum pirardara vara nodalum tanidalum avatroranna. Everywhere is that consciousness. Hence, every single city is yours. Every single being is your relative. And now that genome scientist says every American has got Indian genes, every Chinese has got African genes. You know, they're proving this. They are just saying, oh my God, there would be transmigration of people from one end to the other. But I believe that we are all related, we are all connected. Carl Gustav Jung had talked about collective consciousness in psychology so much. We're all connected. It's just one string, fine string. Hence, when something happens to Zusha, I worry. When something happens to Nico, Neha worries. Where am I? So, yeah, to the Agananuru thing. Yadum ure, yavarum kel, Tidum nandrum pirar darwar. That's most important. We think that this person has created trouble in my head. This particular woman is being very nasty to me. But this Muni, this Rishi says, there's nothing good or evil that happens to you from outside. No good and evil is happening from outside. Nobody is troubling you. Nobody is making you feel so special and high and something like that. No. It's you and you alone. It is because of you, you worry. It is because of you, you're happy. Uddhared atmanatmanam, atmanam avasadeyet. It will come in Bhagavad Gita. So, Veda avinashinam vidhi, ya enam ajam avyayam. This truth, this supreme being is ajam. Ajam means birthless. Is this beautiful string that Sankhya philosophy, again a philosophy from Vedic scripture, that gives the father of the father of the father of. Akashad vayuhu, vayoragnihi, agnirapaha, adbhyah prithvi, prithivyamoshadibhyaha. Let me just say, the plant medicines, every plant is a medicinal plant. Only that we do not know. In an Ayurvedic scripture, Charaka says, go behind a goat, you will become Ayurvedi Vaidya. The goat knows which plant to eat when it has a stomachache. So, okay. The medicinal plants, the father of medicinal plants is the earth. The father of earth is water. The father of water is Agni, fire. The father of fire is Vayu, oxygen. Without oxygen, there's no fire. No? The father of Vayu, winds, oxygen, is Akasha, space. Understood? Now answer me. Who is the father of Akasha? Who gave birth to space? Philosophy answers that also. But let me just stop here. When you cannot decipher who gave birth to Akasha, who gave birth to space, there's this closest phenomenon to Akasha, to the space, the self, the existence itself. How can it be fathered? There's no father. It had been there, it is here, it will be there. Even when our body decays, even when they bury us, even they burn the bodies, we exist, continue to exist. We continue to exist. Not that souls transferring from one. I'll talk about in the next session. We're going to talk in a completely, in an explorative manner about soul's transmigration and all in the next shloka. But only bodies and the self is not reincarnated. You will not get the same body, dear. Are you happy or are you not? And the spirit, the self, is never reincarnated because it's no father, there's no time. Einstein says when you lift yourself, when you escalate yourself to certain levels of atmosphere, the time is rebound. There's no time at all. We understand that. But when it comes to self, it becomes a question: how is this possible? I am in here. I know this is 6 p.m. This is 1969. I can understand. We are all in the relative reality, in a relative phase, holding the name, body, and form. Tell me one simple thing. When you lie down in deep sleep, do you see your body? Who sees your body? The others, right? Oh, don't disturb her. Nico is sleeping. The others say. Others can see. In Sushupti, there is no body. In deep sleep, you don't sense the body, but you sense that you exist. At one sense, Sushupti, if you could understand from Sushupti itself, deep sleep itself, you will get this closest phenomenon of self. So there is no body, there is negation of body there. There's no mind because you're not dreaming yet. You're still in deep sleep. There's no intellect blabber. There's no logic and reasoning. There's no decisions. There's no weighing of decisions, which one is right and wrong. No discrimination troubling you. You're just peaceful. You're just, I don't know whether we are enjoying that peace. There's someone else who is enjoying. Why? Because when we are out of that sleep, then we say, yes, the sleep was really good. It charged me well. But who was enjoying that sleep, that charging? Deciphering that inner being who is enjoying the sleep. The body didn't enjoy. The mind didn't enjoy. The intellect didn't. Nor even an emotion had come out. No? There is this enjoyer who is completely different. You don't get to enjoy after a deep sleep, right? You just say, I had a good sleep. That's it. You didn't really enjoy. What do you enjoy? You enjoy Shavasana. When you are lying there, you are not sleeping, yet you find, oh my God, my body is becoming bodiless. Oh my God, my mind is going into some void space. And then you're enjoying that peace. Why so? You are that inner being at that very moment. Because you have evaded the existence of body. You have completely negated mind there. This is exactly what Ramana did. He embraced death. And then got that realization and started preaching. Not even preaching, he was just there. Everybody went like magnets attract the small pins and ions. Everybody just went, swarmed around him like bees. There was this one thing that got into my mind, Neha, when you messaged the what do you call an interview, where you've been mentioning that he's very calm and relaxing, very peacefully speaking. Nevertheless, he is a saint. He has to be like that. But understand, it's not only for Neha, it's for everyone. A saint is a person, when you go near him, when you come in contact with him, you get that peace. It's not with charming, beautiful eyes or a beautiful tone of the skin or a voice that can, delude you. Ramana had a disattractive figure, mind you. He had 3 bellies and a weak leg. He was not charming, nor was Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Don't go there again. If you're moving towards permanency, stability, truth, getting totally absorbed in it, then don't go after all these petty things. Understand, saint is the one, when you come into contact, that peace transference happens. Why? He's always in that existence, come what may. Hence, there is easy transference. Okay, coming back to the shloka again. Ajam, it is birthless. Hence, there is no time. Avyayam, there's no change. Your body gets to change, your mind gets to change, your emotions change, people change around you, health conditions differ. There's health insurance because health conditions differ, right? I came to know this thing. It really startled me that when I called my insurer, life insurer, when I called this life insurer, I got to receive this message from his wife that life insurance agent, he was no more. Look at this irony. Who had insured all the other lives, his life is no more. So that which is changeless should be you. Take out time in life. In your life, take out some time. Spend time with this changeless factor that is already in you. Spend time with it. Again, I'm not saying sit and meditate for hours together. Whatever you do, you're tasting some good pious, some good dessert. While tasting, ask question, who is the enjoyer? While you are delivering a lecture, ask yourself, who is speaking? While you're listening to a beautiful music, which is putting you down to that state of harmony, where everything is in one straight line, completely aligned. Ask yourself, who is the listener? Who is the enjoyer? It's pretty easy that way, pretty straight. Just as I said, striking on the head of the nail, not beating around the bush. Avyayam, changeless factor. Ya enam ajam avyayam, katam sa purusha partha kangatayati hantikam. Arjuna is being asked by Krishna time and again, because he was so worried, so confused. How can I kill my grandfather? How can I kill my relatives? He's saying you are going to kill the bodies. How are you going to get killed? How are they going to get killed? How are you going to kill? Who is going to kill? Who are being killed? They are just bodies. Is this saying in southern part of India, and when one dies, you say it is going from one room to another. Even we say kalamanar, our kalamanar, which I translate in a literal sense. When someone passes away, we say our kalamanar. He became time. He is absorbed in time. So death is like a thing which you shouldn't be worrying about. No fearing. No worrying, no fearing. If you have a birth date, there would be a date of expiry also. When there is a date of manufacture, there's a date of expiry too. What do you have to do? Embrace this. You're going to eventually move from one room to another. So what is that I have to do in this room? In this room, being in the room, doing all the activities in the room, find out who is the owner. Owner of the room. Who is the householder? That is exactly what we have to do. When you start to inquire time and again, slowly, this blossoming of wisdom occurs. Take that from me. It's a guarantee from Bhagavad Gita. Take that from Lord Krishna. You will live much, much more peacefully. Misery free, dirt free, muck free, disease free. Death is there. Death is there. No death free. You become immortal only when you learn to know to transcend the plane of existence. You are just in this. Now, how do you watch the cloud from here? It's beautiful, right? When you ascend a flight, a plane, watch the cloud from there. When you get up to the fighter jet, and then watch the clouds from there. Do you see the difference? It's entirely different. Entirely. So you just have to shift the plane and then perceive what is right. Huh? I stop here. Questions?